All right, everybody, come on in. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie on FoodTokTV. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. We are going to wing it with the ingredients that I have on site. Make sure you are subscribed to FoodTokTV. FoodTokTV.com is where the recipe is, and if you all like this recipe, you can go ahead and tap that screen right now. We have 0 likes, so if you like it, let us know. Okay, so we're making comfort food. We're making another Sincerely Legenia recipe. This one is her ground beef and potato, but I'm going to do some substitutes. I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. But I just raided my fridge and my spice rack, and we're just going to kind of make like a skillet meal that you could have as a one-pot meal. You could have in a burrito. You could have all kind of different ways. All right, so let me show you all the recipe. And we're going to go ahead and get started here. So come on in and make sure you're subscribed to FoodTokTV.
Definitely love my one-pan smoky garlic butter ground beef and potatoes. You guys, so smoky, delicious, and easy to make. We're going to dice some onions and red and green bell peppers. We're also going to dice some potatoes. They should be about this size. Next up, I got a hot flash, so I have to stop and take a break and use my fan and drink some water. Perimenopause and fake, y'all. First thing I'm going to do is add some oil. This is olive oil to the bottom of my skillet. I'm going to add a good little amount because I'm going to put in all of my potatoes. And I want them to crisp. I want them to come to a nice crisp. Okay, potatoes are ready. I'm going to remove my potatoes from the skillet. Next up, I'm going to brown some ground beef. Once it is brown, make sure you drain the excess fat from the pan. All right, so while the ground beef is over there draining, let's go ahead and start cooking up our vegetables. I'm going to start cooking the onion, red, green, and yellow bell pepper. So we are going to, of course, use the exact same skillet. We have probably enough oil in there. I want to make sure we got just the right amount. So I'm going to put a little extra drizzle of olive oil in there. Okay. We're going to go ahead and drop our vegetables in. So once we have our vegetables in, I'm now going to season with salt. Make sure you season liberally with salt and some cracked black pepper. When your vegetables have softened, add your ground beef back to the skillet. 3 cloves of chopped garlic. And give that a mix. Now we're going to add the potatoes back in. To this, I'm going to add some smoked paprika. We're adding cumin. We're going to add thyme. I prefer thyme leaves. I'm out, so I'm just going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of ground thyme. Red pepper flakes, salt, and of course, pepper. All right, let's give this a mix and mix all of the seasonings in with the peppers, the onions, the ground beef, and the potatoes. It is smelling mighty nice.
Looks good, y'all.
To continue to add to the smokiness of this dish, I've melted 3 tablespoons of butter in the microwave, and to it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
I didn't know that gave it smoke.
All right, guys, now we're going to pour this butter and Worcestershire sauce all over this ground beef and potatoes and peppers.
Yummy. Where are the boys when you need to cook man food?
Now toss it to make sure everything gets coated in that delicious smoky butter. And lastly, we're going to top it with some sharp cheddar cheese. Cover it and let that cheese get all nice and melty. Dinner is served.
All right, y'all. So that's what we're making today. So this is going to be a one-pot meal. I'm going to show you all my substitutes. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Thank you, Kaz, for the roses. We have 138 likes. Let's see if we can get to 150. I'm going to start by cleaning off the counter. So this is a skillet meal. Of course, I'll give you all some substitutes to make it low carb, dairy free. I think it's probably already sugar free. But this is one of those recipes that you can pretty much substitute anything that you have, and I'm going to walk you all through my substitutions. And again, the recipe is going to be at FoodTokTV.com. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Ash, for the badges. Thank you, Kiki, for the badges. I appreciate you all coming in. If you like comfort food, depending on where you live, maybe the temperature's starting to get a little bit cooler. So if you like soups and stews and chowders and chilies, then this is your type of food. All right, so let me clean my hands, and then what we're gonna do now is go back. We're gonna start by cutting up some potatoes. And we're gonna go ahead and cook those in the skillet while I chop up everything else. Now, if you are low carb, you can omit the potatoes because there's a lot going on in this recipe. You could also substitute cauliflower rice if you wanted it like a sweeter skillet meal. You could do sweet potato, or one of my favorites, butternut squash. All right, so again, food is so subjective. You can do it however you like it. We're gonna try and make this meal. This looks like something that would heat up well, and you could have it a variety of ways. Thank you, everybody. We're up to 400 likes. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. So the first thing we have, I have some struggle potatoes. So we have 6 of these red potatoes. I think they're beautiful. I just had these left over. I think she used russet in the recipe, but I'm all about using what you have, you all. If you want to go to the store to get exactly the precise ingredients, you can. I used to do that, but you end up with a lot of stuff left over. So we're going to use what we have, and I'm going to leave the skin on. I already washed them, but I'll give them another rinse. We're going to get the cutting board and the knife. Thank you all so much. We're up to 600 likes. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. All right, so let's get our cutting board. And again, I'm going to put it over a damp paper towel, and we're just going to cube up these potatoes. The smaller they are, and I like kind of small, kind of like home fries. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. Home fries in the South, it's kind of like a bigger than a hash brown, but smaller than a fry. Thank you, Cat Dog, for the badges. Hello, sweetheart. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you, Darlene, for being here. We're almost at 1,000 likes, y'all. We're at 935. Okay, so we have some potatoes here, and let me get the knife, and I'll just put these in a bowl, because we're just going to cut these up. Use whatever potatoes that you have. Again, if you're low carb, omit the potatoes. If you want to do less starches, omit the potato. And if you like a sweeter version, do sweet potato or butternut squash. Now these are raw, so we're going to go ahead and get these cooking. I like a crispy potato on the outside, but how do you say, kind of creamy on the inside. So mine don't look like hers. Mine are like weird shapes, but you'll be all right. All right. So you just want to get them small enough so that they're going to cook. We're going to get these in the skillet. I think she used some olive oil. Use whatever oil that you have. Thank you all so much for being here. We're at 1,500 likes. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are going to make a smoky skillet meal. So this recipe uses ground beef. You could do ground beef. You could substitute with ground turkey. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you could omit the meat altogether. And all I'm doing right now is dicing some potatoes. This could be a great family meal. Get the kids in the kitchen with you. It's a little rustic for a date night, but you know, you like it, I love it. Whoever wants to do the prep can do the prep. Then whoever wants to stand over the stove can stand over the stove. Thank you for the hearts. Is it Carmelian? That's cute. We're at 1,900 likes. Let's see if we can get to 2,000. Come on in, everybody. We're just dicing some red potatoes, and we're going to put these in the skillet with some oil. So if you like a one-pot meal, if you don't like doing dishes, I got the dishwasher running right now. If you don't like doing a lot of dishes, this is one where everything's going to go in the skillet. And this could be like a nice hearty brunch. You could bring the whole skillet to the table. I think we did that last time, you all, with the, was it the Iraqi squash dish? Thank you so much for the compliments. I appreciate that. Reba says it's awesome. I hope so. Have I ever made this before? No. Has it ever stopped us? No. You can get cooking inspiration from anywhere. And I just like to find recipes that have ingredients, that use ingredients that I already have on hand. So again, come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Right now, we are just dicing some potatoes for this skillet meal that we're going to do. You can do this just as it is. She tops it with cheese. If you're team cheese, you can put the cheese emoji in the chat. If you're dairy free, like I'm supposed to be, you can omit the cheese. You could also serve it with scrambled eggs or scramble an egg inside for like a breakfast skillet if you like a hearty breakfast. Or if you need something to go, you could wrap this in a tortilla, and then have a one-handed breakfast. Almost done. You like to learn new ideas? Well, that's what we do here. We learn together. Because I don't know, and neither do y'all. I am not a professional chef. I am just somebody's mom on the internet coming in here and cooking with y'all. But I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. You can find me on all socials under the same name. And I usually cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes, hence the substitute teacher. All right, so we're almost done here. So whatever potatoes you have, use them. All right, so we have this much of our potatoes. You can peel them if you don't want the skin on them. I'm leaving the skin on them. My mom used to say, that's where all the healthy stuff is. That's where all the nutrients are, right? Your apples and your potatoes. Just giving this a rinse. But I don't mind the texture. I'm team texture. If you don't like the texture, peel them first. All right? So let's move this out of the way. We're going to be cutting up some other stuff, but we want to go ahead and get our potatoes started. We're at 3,400 likes. Thank you all so much. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are making a smoky sausage skillet. All right, so let's get our stovetop, and we are going to get a skillet with a lid. I believe in this recipe she used a cast iron, which is totally fine. I do have a cast iron, but I mean, I can use it if y'all want me to. But if you're going to do the cheese option, you want something with a lid on there. So I'll show you what I have. I'm just going to use this big skillet with its own lid, but y'all know we'll take a lid from anywhere and put it on top of that cast iron. But you do want something that's probably non-stick and can handle the heat. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is go back. Oh, thank you so much, Carmelian. We're at 4,300 likes. Let's see if we can get to 4,500. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. So she put some olive oil in here. How much olive oil? Let's see. Some of y'all like to follow along with the recipe. It doesn't say a lot or enough, okay? So if you want to do a lighter version, you could do cooking spray, but we're going to try and make like a little bit of a home fry. So I do have olive oil. So while this is heating up, I'm going to put enough olive oil to kind of coat the bottom. I would probably say 2 to 3 tablespoons. Just enough so that our potatoes can get a nice little crisp on them. And I'm just going to move this around a little bit, and then once it gets warmed up, we're going to put all of our potatoes in here. And while our potatoes are browning, we are going to cut up some other veggies. She used onions and peppers. I had an onion. Again, you can use whatever vegetables you have. You can buy the exact ingredients or repurpose what you have. So I have some frozen, I know, and I have 1 onion fresh. I also found some struggle mushrooms. But again, a skillet meal, a 1-pot meal, put whatever you want in there, all right? So it seems like it's getting a little hot. We're gonna go ahead and put our potatoes. This was 6 red potatoes. The recipe calls for 3 medium. So if you're doing russet, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna put that in. Does she season it at this point? I want to season everything. Let's take a look. Some people season in the beginning, some people season at the end, some people season all the way through. Thank you for following, Carmelian. Okay. So let's see. Because we are going to get chopping on our onion.
And smoky garlic butter ground beef and potatoes. You guys, so smoky, delicious, and easy to make.
Thank you.
We're gonna dice some onions and red and green bell peppers.
We'll do the onion in a
We're also
minute.
gonna dice some potatoes. They should be about this size. Next up, I got a hot flash, so I had to stop and take a break and use my fan and drink some water. Perimenopause in effect, y'all. First thing I'm going to do is add some oil This is olive oil to the bottom of my skillet. I'm going to add a little amount because I'm going to put in all of my potatoes.
Looks good.
And I want them to crisp. I want them to come to a nice crisp. Okay, potatoes.
Okay, so she doesn't season them, so we're just gonna go ahead and cook them in here. And it looks like she has the top on here. So they've got a little bit of oil on them, but we want them to brown. So I'm gonna put the top on here so they can kind of steam and soften, as well as we're going to let them get nice and crispy. So while these are cooking, we're gonna go ahead and cut up the onion that I found in the fridge. All right, so I think she used a white onion. Let's see if this one is still. I have a struggled red onion, so we're just gonna cut off the edges and dice this up. All right, you know these meals where you just find whatever produce you have, that will absolutely work. Thank you, Darlene, for the hearts. We're at 6,700 likes. Thank you all so much. Let's see if we can get to 7,000. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are making a smoky sausage skillet. So right now, I have a little bit of fresh, and I don't mind onion, and then I found this at the bottom of the freezer. This just comes from the Dollar Tree. Aw, Carmelian's watching from Oregon. Thank you all so much. I'm in Atlanta, so hello to Oregon. I haven't ever been there. I love to travel though. So this one has got peppers and onions. It's also got like snap peas and broccoli. This may be a lot going on, but that's what my mom used to do. Let me move this just a second. Go ahead, especially if you're cooking for the family, if you're cooking for kids, picky eaters, put the vegetables, put the ingredients in the stuff that they're already going to eat, all right? So I'm just gonna, whoops, I lost one. We lost a potato. I just wanna kind of keep these going. This is on a medium heat, just potatoes and olive oil. All right, now, let's tell the truth. This and this fell out. How many of y'all would rinse it off and put it right back in that skillet? But I won't. I won't. Let's wash our struggled onion. All right, so we're gonna just slice off the sides, and then we're gonna dice this onion. The side that's exposed to the air, what do you say? Starts to, you know, go bad faster. So I wanna get all that off. All three of these sides, and then we're just going to dice this, and I'll take off that extra layer. We're not going to use that part, but I don't believe in wasting. Y'all know ingredients are expensive. All right, so we have our red onion here. Let me take off this top layer. This is what we're going to use. Kaz is laughing. Y'all know, hey, some of y'all had moms and grandmas that cooked. We don't waste anything, all right? You will be all right. How many of y'all know about that 5-second rule? Some of y'all need to be exposed to more stuff. That's what's wrong with you. But you didn't ask me that. Let's keep going. All right, focus, Maggie. Thank you, Stephanie. No. All right, everybody, come on in. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. Let me just rinse off this.
I couldn't find that.
Oh, y'all, the robots are talking to me. Hold up. All right. You know, all these devices are updating and having conversations with themselves. So this is where we are so far. We just put some oil in the skillet, and then we've got our potatoes. She used peeled potatoes. I know, wash it off and put it right back in. I'm with you, Polo. So we want to get our potatoes to kind of brown like this, okay? So we're not there yet. Let's give them a look. While they're browning, I'll turn this cutting board. I'm going to turn the skillet down to a medium-low. So they're slowly starting to soften. Ooh, I see a little bit of brown. What we're going to do now is go back. I'm going to leave the skillet on top, the lid on top. And then once they kind of soften, I'll take the lid off so they can crisp up a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and dice up this onion. Use whatever you have. Onions and peppers are what's in the original recipe. Fresh is best if you have it, and I think we have some garlic that's supposed to go in here too, so I'm going to go ahead and oops, that's why we rinse off the counters. I think I'm going to go ahead and dice up the garlic too. right, so we have our onion. Let me get a little bowl for that. And when you put all your ingredients in bowls like this, it makes you look like you know what you're doing. Thank you so much for the gifts, Birdie. I appreciate it. I think she used white onion. I do have some white onions, but I had a red onion that was already open. So that's what we're using. That's what you're going to get. Thank you, Johnny, for the roses. Yes, thank you all so much. If you like this recipe, go ahead and tap the screen. If you know somebody that likes a one skillet meal, hello, Johnny. If you know someone that likes a one skillet meal, this is for them. Nana's doing well. I just went to see her. She asked me to take her to Waffle House, so I got a picture of it if y'all want to see Grandma at Waffle House and doing well. All right, so they're starting to soften a little bit. And again, this is just red potatoes in olive oil for our skillet. All right, let me get some struggle garlic. I think I saw some in the fridge. Hold on, y'all. I know your produce looks farm fresh, but mine doesn't. All right, let's see how much garlic we need. Of course, you can scale up or scale down on the garlic. 3 cloves of garlic diced. Okay, so we have our onions. If you're doing onions and peppers, then do your peppers. I have a shortcut with some frozen. We're gonna do that too. So let's see if this garlic is still garlicky. Oh, thank you, Darlene. I appreciate that. Come on in, everybody. We're at 12,000 likes. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content, and today we are making another struggle meal. We are making a sausage, smoky sausage skillet. All right. Ooh, we're starting to get some color. Can y'all see that? Starting to get some color on the potatoes. But you want them to crisp up. So I'm just moving them from time to time so they don't burn. And I'm gonna go ahead and dice up this, or mince up this garlic, all right? So I got some pretty big cloves here. We're going to cut up. Ooh, there's an extra one in here, like a little Easter egg, like a surprise. Come on in, everybody. We're at 13,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 13.5. We are making a smoky sausage skillet today. Make sure you are subscribed to FoodTokTV. There's different live cooking content every day of the week, multiple times a day, from people who know what they are doing. I do not. We just wing it in here. Every meal is a struggle meal. But clearly, we ain't missing any meals, right? So we're just gonna peel this garlic, and we're gonna mince this up while our potatoes are browning. And then, oh, the last thing I need to cut up, she used ground beef in this recipe. I found some ground turkey, but I have some smoked sausage. So we're gonna use some smoked sausage. Whatever protein you have, just use it, y'all. Don't hurt yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good, right? Thank you, Darlene, for the hearts. I appreciate it. We're at 14,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 15,000. All right, so we got 3 cloves of garlic. I want to do extra. Let's check on our potatoes. Ooh, I'm going to turn the temperature down. We haven't seasoned yet. You know I want to. But we want them all to kind of brown evenly. All right, so I just had the lid on this on a medium low. This was 6 red potatoes. All right, let's go ahead and mince up our garlic. So our skillet meal will be nice and garlicky. So this is fresh garlic. Fresh is best if you have it. If not, you can use the, what do they call it, jarlic, or you could even use the paste. I am not the food police, all right? I'm not even a real teacher. I just play one on TikTok with y'all. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. So far, if you're just coming in, all we've done is diced up some red potatoes, and we've cubed those, and they are in the skillet with some olive oil. And we also cut up an onion, or a leftover onion. Come on in, everyone. Welcome. Onions and peppers are great together. You could also do mushrooms. Thank you so much, Darlene, for all of the gifts. Oh my gosh, y'all are so generous. We made it to 15,000 likes. Thank you. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are making a smoky sausage skillet. So we're just gonna mince up this garlic. Let me get rid of the struggle pieces so they don't get lost in the sauce and then you bite down on something. All right, let's check on our potatoes. All right, I think I'm at the point where I'm gonna leave the top off. I still want a little bit more brown. She says 3 regular potatoes. I use 6 red potatoes, okay? So we'll just keep that going. We're gonna mince this up and then we're gonna cut up the sausage, and I think by then we should be ready to take those potatoes out. So again, you can customize this with whatever you have. The recipe started with ground beef. I did have ground beef or ground turkey, but it was frozen. And I had some beef smoked sausage that we're going to use instead. So use what you have, you all. Yellow Rose has been a substitute teacher for 20 years. God bless you. I couldn't do it. My 2 are enough. God bless all the teachers. And I'm saying that as a boy mom. Whew. Both of my parents are retired teachers. I'm not an actual teacher. I'm just your substitute teacher because I cook with substitute ingredients. All right, I think this looks pretty good, y'all. So we have just diced up 3 cloves of garlic. Potatoes are coming along. So let's move the garlic over and then we will cut the sausage. Let's get another little bowl for these. All right. You know those cooking shows where everything is prepped in advance and it's all just ready to dump and go? This is not that. I like to cook from scratch for you all so you can see everything. I mess up all of the time, just like y'all. And we figure it out. All right, so we have 3 cloves of garlic. Nice and garlicky. You could absolutely do extra if you want to. All right. Last is the sausage. So I have, oh, hold up. I may have knocked my coffee over. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So it can look presentable. We're going to use this smoked sausage. All right, so this is what I have. You could use, what is it, Polska, kielbasa, turkey sausage, chicken sausage, whatever you like. Thank you all so much. We are at 15,500 likes. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie on FoodTokTV. FoodTokTV is the home of the longest running live cooking show on TikTok. So, welcome in. If you like to cook or want to learn how to cook, there's live cooking shows every day, multiple days of the week. 7 says it looks good already. Well, buckle up, Buttercup. We're just getting started. You're in for a treat. Okay, so we're just going to cut these sausage links on an angle or on a bias if you're feeling chefy. All right. So we're just going to cut these so they look kind of fancy and gives us a little bit more surface area. But you can do however you like. So we're going to take the potatoes out. I'll turn this up just a minute. We're going to take the potatoes out. We're going to put the sausage in. Because we want this to brown. Then we'll put the vegetables in and have everything get to know each other in the skillet. So again, this could be ground beef or whatever meat that you have. All right. I would like a little bit more brown on the potatoes. We're going to give one a try just for texture. We haven't salted them. We haven't done anything. But we want to go ahead and get our meat browning. All right. So let's give one of these a try. Since they're red potatoes, they should soften up pretty easy. I taste as I go, clearly, but I just want to see, you know, if it's kind of fork tender. We have a nice little browning on it. I think it could be a little bit more brown, but let's see. Ooh! Of course, it needs salt and pepper and all that good stuff. Okay, it's hot. Whew! I almost died. Got me in the throat. It's very hot, but it's very good. I just wanted to make sure it was nice and creamy on the inside. So we're gonna take this out. Oh. And then we're gonna put the sausages back in there. All right, so I guess it's been maybe like 15-20 minutes on here. If you want it browner, do browner. All right, can I just do it by hand? Let me not and make a mess. All right, so we're going to take our potatoes out, and then we're going to put our smoked sausage or ground beef. I should not be holding this by the bottom. That was not smart. Let's move quickly. But you know, this is one of those meals you can customize it. Again, if you're doing low carb, omit the potato. If I'm cooking, this is a great like man food meal or for the boys. But if you want it low carb, you could do like cauliflower rice or butternut squash, and you can omit the potato. But I think they look pretty good. Okay, so now I'm not going to add any more oil to this. I'm going to move our smoked sausage directly over into the skillet. It's still on like a medium low, and let this start to brown for us. And then I'll pull up the recipe so y'all can see what we're doing. All right, we are at 17,000 likes. Come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and today we are making a smoky sausage skillet. This smells so good as soon as it hits that pan. Oh, thank you, Mary. All right, I'm going to turn this down. We're going to let this cook, and I'll leave the top off. I'm big on texture, so I want a little crispy. What did you miss? All right, let me show y'all what we're making. I think we're at a good breaking point. All right, let me just move this. I don't know if we need the cutting board anymore. So we are making a one-pot meal. Depending on where you live, maybe it started to get a little cooler. So we have our potatoes, we have our onion, we have our struggle frozen vegetables. And let me show y'all what we're making while we are browning our sausage. This is a Sincerely Virginia recipe inspiration. Let's see if we can get sound. Why am I not using the cooktop? Sandra wants to know why I'm not using the cooktop. Are you talking about the actual stove behind me or this cooktop? So I've got two answers for you, or I got an answer for you depending on what you're asking.
Red and green bell peppers. We're also going to dice some potatoes. They should be about this size.
Bentley, you're funny.
Next up, I got a hot flash, so I have to stop and take a break and use my fan and drink some water. Perimenopause in effect, y'all. First thing I'm going to do is add some oil. This is olive oil to the bottom of my skillet. I'm going to add a little amount because I'm going to put in all of my potatoes. And I want them to crisp. I want them to get nice crisp. Okay, potatoes are ready. I'm going to remove my potatoes from the skillet.
We're at this step.
Next up, I'm going to brown some ground beef.
All right, so
Once it
she's
is brown,
using...
make sure you drain the excess fat from the pan. All right, so while the ground beef is over there draining, let's go ahead and start cooking up our vegetables. I'm going to start cooking the onion, red, green, and yellow bell pepper. So we are going to, of course...
Okay, so this is where we are. So for those of y'all that just came in, we already cooked our potatoes. Billy wants to know if I'm cooking Thanksgiving for him. Funny. I would love to, but if you all have been following me, you know, because I cook all the time, I usually have the holidays catered. So Thanksgiving and Christmas, woo! Yeah, this didn't take long at all. Let me turn it down. Our sausages are starting to brown. Since this is not ground beef, all we got to do is warm it up. And I'm going to get to your question. So I like to have the holidays catered. If you all have been following me, you see that I order from lots of different places, even your local grocery store if they have a nice deli. Because by the time you get the house together, get the kids together, get yourself together, and I host because my mom is now retired, it's just a lot. Have I cooked it from scratch? Yes, a few times. Is it amazing? Yes, but it's a lot of work. So, and because our oldest, you all know, or if you don't know, our oldest is in boot camp at Paris Island. He is on his way to being a Marine. So we probably will celebrate Thanksgiving early. Hashtag Marine Mama. Okay, so You have a question about the stove. Yes, this is a real stove. Sometimes people ask if it works. When I first started my cooking channel a couple of years ago, I was actually cooking on the stove, but I would have to do, this was me. So I would cook over here, and then I'd have to come over here to y'all and show you what I was doing, and then go back to the stove. And so I saw one of these cooktops on something, and I said, you know what, it's just a lot easier for me to cook here. So if you follow any of my pages, I'm Maggie the Substitute Teacher on all platforms. If you follow any of my pages, you'll see me actually cook when I'm filming on the stove. But when I live stream, I cook on the cooktop for y'all so you can see everything. So hopefully I've answered all of your questions. If you have more, I don't mind. We're at 21,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 21.5. I think we're good. This is nice and toasty for me. Got a nice little character on there. We don't need to taste one, but I will anyway. Let's get a fork and give these a taste for research purposes. All right, so this was smoked beef sausage. Aw, thank you, Lorianne. So this is smoked beef sausage, and we're going to take this out and then put the vegetables in. Delicious. If you're vegetarian, omit this step. All right, we got substitutes for everybody. So let's take this out. Then we're going to put our vegetables in here. All right, so come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie on FoodTokTV. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are making a smoky sausage skillet. I just made up that name. This is inspired by Sincerely Virginia, and she used ground beef in her recipe, but this is what I had. All right, so now we got a nice greasy pan. We're gonna put our onions that we cut up in here, and I'll turn this up to medium. I'm gonna go ahead. Oof, that smells so good. When it hits the oil, you know how it just opens up and the smell just gets you. I love it. Okay, now fresh is best. If you had onions and peppers, they would go in now. Just clean my hands. We're gonna just cook those for a little bit, then we'll put the frozen ones in. I love getting frozen vegetables from the dollar store. Now I know this is a big block of ice. Hold up. It's going to be a little bit watery, but this is what we got, all right? If you have produce that you can use before it goes bad, fresh is always best, but I love showing you all different hacks. And if your Dollar Tree, has a freezer section, you can get onions and peppers and all kind of vegetables. Just look that the ingredients are, I know, huge taster, I know, right, Trini? Just look at the ingredients. Don't have extra stuff if you're trying to eat kind of clean. All right, so let's just go ahead and stir this up. I'm trying to be a little bit light and not add extra oil to it. We already started with plenty of olive oil. Let me just put the top on here. These are starting to brown nicely, and then we'll look ahead and see what else we need. All right, so let's see what else we need here. We're gonna go ahead and prep. She's going to do like a butter sauce. Did y'all know that Worcestershire and butter gives you smokiness? I also have liquid smoke. And then she's got some seasonings on there too. But I think she seasons. I want to know when she seasons everything. All right. And I got some substitutes for the seasonings too because I don't have everything, but that is okay. All right. Let's check on our onion. So they're starting to soften a little bit. Just gonna go ahead and break them apart. They're starting to get slightly, translucent. We lost one. It went in the sink, but you know where I wanted to put it. All right, so I think this is pretty good. We got a little color on there. All right, yeah. Oh, check out the chest. I know, right, y'all? Okay, so this is supposed to be onions and peppers. This is what I got. So let's go ahead and open this up. We're going to add it to the onion. This has got more than onions and peppers, so it's a lot going on. It's got broccoli, snap peas, carrots. But if you have a bag of veggies, please don't mess up. All right. So I put the whole thing in here. I'm gonna put the top on. I'm ready to season it. So let's let this steam kind of melt down some of this ice, and we'll cook our veggies. Then we're gonna add our meat and potatoes back in. When was the garlic supposed to go in? Hold up, y'all. I told you I mess up all the time. Let's rewatch, because I think we're supposed to put the garlic in now. So she does the, oh, now she seasons it.
With salt. Make sure you season liberally.
Salt.
With salt and some cracked black pepper.
Okay, let's do salt and pepper on the veggies, and then I just want to see where's the garlic going.
When your vegetables have softened, add your ground beef back to the skillet.
Okay. All right, so we definitely need to season our veggies. So salt and pepper. And she says season liberally. Well, don't threaten me with a good time. All right. So our struggle frozen vegetables have started to fall a little bit, and I want to get some of that liquid out. So I am going to season. I'm going to turn this up to a medium. Get rid of some of that water. Put the garlic in now. I know, right? Did I miss the garlic? Let's just put it in now, y'all, because I am getting nervous. All right. Put the garlic in now. I wonder if it was supposed to go in with the onion. All right. We'll figure it out. You'll be all right. So we're going to go in liberally with salt, and then some struggle black pepper, and let these vegetables really, hold on, y'all. I know, it's not elegant. We really want to season well. If you're trying to eat more vegetables, or you don't like vegetables, or you got family members that don't like vegetables, it's because they don't like the way that they taste. So make sure you season them well. All right. Oh, don't put it in with that onion. It could have burned. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to let this kind of make sure all of our vegetables are not icy. Hold on. Okay. And then we're going to see what's next. So for those of y'all who just came in, let's start from the beginning and see where we are now.
Break and use my fan and drink some water. Perimenopause in effect, y'all. First thing I'm going to do is add some oil. This is olive oil to the bottom of my skillet. I'm going to add a good little amount because I'm going to put in all of my potatoes. And I want them to crisp. I want them to come to
Thank
nice
you,
crisp.
Candy.
Okay, potatoes are ready. I'm going to remove my potatoes from the skillet.
Yep, we did that.
Next up, I'm going to brown some ground beef.
We did
Once it is
smoked
brown, make sure
sausage.
you drain the excess fat
I
from
didn't
the pan.
drain.
All right, so while the ground beef is over there draining, let's go ahead and start cooking up our vegetables. I'm going to start cooking the onion, red, green, and yellow bell pepper. So we are going to, of course, use the exact same skillet. We have probably enough oil in there. I want to make sure we got just the right amount. So I'm going to put a little extra drizzle of olive oil in there.
I didn't add more
We're going to go
oil.
ahead and drop our vegetables in.
Okay, veggies are in.
So once we have our vegetables in, I'm now going to season with salt. Make sure you season liberally with salt and some cracked black pepper.
It's gonna be delicious, I hope so. We did the salt and pepper.
When your vegetables have softened, add your ground beef back to the
Okay, we're gonna put our sausage back in,
chopped garlic.
then the garlic.
That is it.
Okay, we'll be all right.
Now we're gonna add the potatoes.
And then the
back in.
potatoes. Okay. All right, y'all. So, like I said, we struggle cook over here. So let's just give this a stir, and then I just want to make sure the vegetables are soft enough, and then we're gonna add our smoked sausage in, or ground beef, or ground turkey. And then I'm also going to taste again for salt and pepper, because this was the first time that we seasoned it. Our potatoes are unseasoned, and our smoked sausage is nice and flavorful. All right, let's get a new tasting spoon so y'all don't talk about me. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of red onion and yellow onion. Woo! Hold on, I can't see. Let's just give this a taste. See how it is for saltiness. Oh, mama. It's so good. I'm telling you. We just discovered a little hack. Now listen, and don't talk with your cutlery if you talk with your hands. If you want more, I teach etiquette classes. I love, if you all saw that we had a raw or a fresh red onion, and then I found some frozen vegetables. So when you, who am I watching? This is Sincerely Virginia. When I bite down on them, you have the crunch from the onion and then the softness of the frozen vegetables. So it's actually really good, seasoned really well. Okay, so now we're gonna add back in the smoked sausage that we cut. You like me, Rosetta? Thank you. All right, so let's put all this in with all the goodness. So come on in, everybody. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, and we are making a smoked sausage skillet. You can substitute any veggies you have. If you want to keep it simple, just do onions and peppers like she did. You could do onions and mushrooms or peppers and mushrooms, whatever you have. So you could stop here. We're going to do the other spices, but you could stop here. This would be a really filling, like high protein, high fiber meal. I am not a doctor. Do not listen to me. I'm just telling you what you could do. You could stop here, and I would eat just this. It's flavored really well. So this is level 1, but we're going to add some seasonings to it because, again, all that we seasoned was the vegetables. Now, I think I'm supposed to put the potatoes in. Yeah, I'm supposed to put the potatoes in. Let's just mix this all around. And then we're going to add our potatoes in here. So level 1, if you want just a good low-carb meal. If you can have the starches, this is red potato that we sauteed up. You could also do cauliflower rice if you're trying to keep it low carb, but if you're cooking for the fellas, or you can have the carbs, add the potatoes back in. So again, if you're a meal prepper, this could be a great meal that you could portion out. So this is level 2. Now we're going to get in here with some more seasonings. Because she's going to season it up, then we're going to put like butter. All right. So this is what we have right now. All right, so now let's do the seasonings. We're right there. Just want to make sure I get it right.
When your vegetables have softened, add your ground beef back to the skillet.
Ground sausage,
Chopped
garlic, so good.
Add a mix.
Yep.
Now we're going to add the potatoes back in.
Potatoes are in.
To this, I'm going to add some smoked paprika.
Paprika.
Adding cumin.
Cumin.
We're going to add thyme. I prefer thyme leaves.
I don't have thyme.
I'm just going to add about a fourth of a teaspoon of ground thyme. Red pepper flakes.
And pepper flakes.
Salt. And of course, pepper.
All right, so let's go ahead and do the seasonings. Now, I don't have thyme. I have rosemary and I have oregano. What do you think is a good substitute? Let me get what I have. All right. I have so many spices that I bought to use one at a time. I don't even have paprika. This is what I have and this is what I'm using. I have this Kroger blackened seasoning. It has paprika in it as the first ingredient. So that's what we're going to use to help with some of the smokiness. I'm going to turn this down. So we're going to season it with the blackened seasoning. Oh, and the measurements are all in the recipe if you're following along. It's going to be half a teaspoon of everything, all right? So we have some paprika in there. Paprika, blackened seasoning for me. She did cumin. I did find some cumin. Oregano, okay, we're making a skillet, or both of them. So I found some cumin. This is popular in a lot of Latin cuisine. It just has like an earthiness to it. Oof, it almost smells like it tastes like a curry. All right, so we got some cumin going in. Red pepper flake, this is optional, but if you want a little bit of heat, you can do red pepper flake or omit. Totally fine. And then it smells so good. She uses thyme. I got rosemary. I don't have thyme. And I have some Greek oregano. Honestly, season it with what you have. Use whatever you want. So we have some rosemary going in there, and then we're going to do some oregano from Greece. All right. So then we're going to stir it up. So now we've got it nice and seasoned, and we're going to stir it up and give it another little taste. Ooh, careful, keep it moving. Those potatoes, we don't want them to stick to the bottom. All right. Skillet meal is coming together. Of course, I'm going to taste it one more time just to make sure everything is combined nicely. This is what we have. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, add the salt and pepper. Right. See? Thank you, Livia. So she added salt once with the vegetables. We're going to do a little bit more salt and pepper. I'll give it one more stir, and then we'll give it a taste. But you can just do like a nice all-purpose seasoning experiment, you know? This recipe, all recipes to me are inspiration. All right, so pretty much is done. Let's give this a taste. Those potatoes look really nice to me. They have like a nice brown and creaminess going on. This pan even feels heavy. This could be a great like stick to your ribs meal. Clearly I don't need one. All right, so let's go in here with a little bit of potato, a little bit of sausage, and a little bit of pepper and onion. See if we can get a nice little bite going on and see how we like the flavors, the flavor in your ear. So good. I would stop here. Y'all, I like a little heat. It's got a little heat on the back of it. It's savory, it's salty, it's vegetable-y, it's so good. It's potato-y. This is delightful. Okay, but she says to add some smokiness to it. What she does is 3 tablespoons of butter and this stuff. Y'all know what it is. I think if we don't try to say it, it just comes out better. But couldn't we just put liquid smoke in there? I know. Mimi said, get that butter in there. Okay, Mimi, here we go. Here we go now. Okay, let's get the butter. Mimi wants all of her savoriness. So I got some regular butter. If this were me, it would be dairy-free. So I'm gonna cut 3 tablespoons. I feel like it's perfect the way that it is. If y'all want a lower calorie version, stop here at level 2. But you're pulling my arm, let's keep going. All right, so we're gonna cut up 3 tablespoons of butter, and she microwaves it with 2 tablespoons. We're gonna microwave this first. So let me get a little container, a little bowl. So we'll put this in the microwave. I stop at level 2. I'm telling y'all, that's why we're stuck where we are, but that's okay. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 30 seconds. I've turned the skillet all the way down to 1. Everything is done, but she puts butter and Worcestershire. Y'all know what it is. All right, so let's put that in here. All right. To save on calories, I would probably just do liquid smoke since it's supposed to be smoky. And also you seasoned it with smoked paprika, allegedly. All right, come on in everybody. We're at 25,000 likes. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. Oh! I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. And, our butter is popping. You can share this recipe out with anyone who needs a quick, like, 1 skillet meal for the family. I think this would be great. Oh, thank you all for whatever that was up there. Okay. All right. Your butter, ma'am. All right, so we've got butter, and then she does 2 tablespoons. Y'all, I've never used this. Hold up. See, it's all dusty. I buy stuff to look like I know what I'm doing, and then I don't even open it. You're not a fan of liquid smoke. Okay, Trini. So we're gonna use this Worcester sauce. Hold on, I gotta pretend I know what I'm doing. Exactly, Monique says it looks good for breakfast. So yes, that's what we were saying in the beginning. Y'all could eat it just like this as a skillet meal. Or imagine this with some scrambled eggs. And you could make like a breakfast, like almost like a Western omelet kind of thing. You could do like a whole bunch of egg in here. That would be yummy. Where is it? We gotta get this open and mix it with the butter. Hold on, y'all. Let me focus. Do this away from myself. Okay. And you could do it with not cheese, in a burrito. Like with egg, and do like a breakfast burrito. If you're a meal prepper, portion this out into burritos. You have your breakfast for the week. You can freeze them, right? All right, 2 tablespoons. So into 3 tablespoons of butter. Aw, thank you all so much. Too kind. So we're gonna have this Worcester sauce. Okay, you're not coming out fast enough. Hold up. We're just gonna pour. All right. So we're just gonna add this. We did half of one. Do another half. So it's 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. Ooh, and butter. It smells steaky. It smells like, I know, it smells like A1. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Let's stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. All right. I want to mix this up and put it on a steak, right? I'm going to taste this, but she says pour this in. Let me turn this back up a little bit. I turned it all the way down to 1 because I didn't want to burn the potatoes. It tastes good. It tastes like a steakhouse. Maybe it's supposed to. I'm going to taste this liquid smoke that y'all don't like. I actually like the, ooh, it does have a little bit of aftertaste, but I like the liquid smoke. Okay. Anyway, feel free to customize as you want. Let's get this stirred up and give it one more taste. Like I said, I would have stopped at level 2. Lord knows I don't need the extra butter. But that'll give it like a nice silkiness, savoriness, coming together nicely. So we are making a smoky sausage skillet. Looks nice and filling. We'll give this a little taste for flavor since we added a little bit more. And then the last piece, tailor it to your palate. Absolutely. Looks beautiful. Oh, thank you. Y'all know we struggle cook over here. But come on in. Welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. We are making a smoky sausage skillet. Let's give this a taste. All right. Let's get a little bit of onion, a little bit of sausage, a little snap pea. I'm so bad. Look at me picking through here, getting the stuff I want. Getting some pepper. All right. And 1 potato because it's a potato skillet. Let's get a small one. All right. So we're going to give this a bite, see how we like it. Okay, I get why she did the smokiness. It has like this tastes like, go with me. Picture it, Sicily, 1942. Get a carrot. Ah, okay, you want me to taste a carrot? I will in just a second. A campfire meal. If you all have either been scouting, both of the boys were Boy Scouts, and I have had my homeless nights. Okay, not really, but when you would cook out on the open wood or flames or whatever, I don't know, it kind of has that It kind of has that smoky campfire kind of appeal. Okay, so this is level 2. You could stop here, but wait, there's more. She tops it off with a layer of cheese. I would stop at level 1. And this is mozzarella. I know she uses cheddar. This is what I got. And it looks really struggle-rific. But we're just going to break this up all over. And I'm going to turn it down low. And just let this melt. Yes, cast iron. She uses cast iron to cook it with. But honestly, you all, this could be a great breakfast burrito. You could do, or just a burrito. If you want a breakfast burrito, whip up some scrambled eggs. Yes, the FoodTokTV.com is where the recipe is, and on Alexa. We talked about that last week. Okay, so we're gonna put the top on this and let it melt. And we're gonna clean up. And then I'll play the recipe so y'all can see it one more time, and I'll show you the substitutes that I made. And then we'll do one last taste. All right? So we just put some mozzarella. You love the cheese. This is level 3 if y'all really want it. All right? So it's already melting. And I'm going to turn it down to like a 2. Whew. So again, welcome to Foodie Fridays with Maggie. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Today we made a smoky sausage skillet. I'm going to show you all the inspiration. It came from a Sincerely Legenia recipe, all right? And I'll tell you the substitutes that I made while our cheese is melting. But just to give you all some inspiration, scramble some egg in there. You got breakfast for the whole week. You could make 5 burritos out of this. You absolutely could. This is where we are.
We're going to top it with some sharp cheddar cheese, cover it, and let that cheese get all nice and melty. Dinner is served.
Okay.
If you love one-pan meals, then you're going to definitely love my one-pan smoky garlic butter ground beef and potatoes. You guys, so smoky, delicious, and easy to make. We're going to dice some onions and red and green bell peppers. We're also going to dice some potatoes. They should be about this size. Next up, I got a hot flash, so I have to stop and take a break and use my fan and drink some water. Perimenopause infect, y'all. First thing I'm going to do is add some oil. This is olive oil to the bottom of my skillet. I'm going to add a good little amount because I'm going to put in all of my potatoes. And I want them to crisp. I want them to come to a nice crisp. Okay, potatoes are ready. I'm going to remove my potatoes from the skillet.
We did this with red potato.
I'm going to brown some ground beef.
We use smoked
Once
sausage.
it's brown, make sure you drain the excess fat from the pan.
I didn't drain.
All right, so while the ground beef is over there draining, let's go ahead and start cooking up our vegetables. I'm going to start cooking the onion, red, green, and yellow bell pepper.
I use onion and frozen veggies.
The exact same skillet. We have probably enough oil in there. I want to make sure we got
I didn't add
just
extra
the right
oil.
amount. So I'm going to put a little extra drizzle of olive oil in there. We're going to go ahead and drop our vegetables in.
Yes. We used red onion and frozen.
So once we have our vegetables in, I'm now going to
California blend, I think it was.
Make sure you season liberally with salt and some cracked black pepper.
Thank you all so much. Looks like our cheese is melted.
When your vegetables are softened, add your ground beef back to the skillet. 3
Smoked sausage.
garlic.
The garlic butter really comes through.
Now we're going to add the potatoes back in. To this, I'm going to add some smoked paprika.
Blackened seasoning.
We're going to add thyme. I prefer thyme leaves.
I use oregano.
I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of ground thyme.
And rosemary.
Red pepper flakes.
Or omit if you don't like
Salt.
heat.
And of course, pepper. All right, let's give this a mix and mix all of the seasonings in with the peppers, the onions, the ground beef, and the potatoes. It is smelling.
You like the way I made it? Thank you. Thank you, Livia.
To continue to add to the smokiness of this dish, I've melted 3 tablespoons of butter in the microwave, and to it, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce.
That gives it the campfire taste. I don't know why, but it tastes like cast iron campfire.
Worcestershire sauce all over this ground beef and potatoes and peppers.
If you want it lighter, you can omit this, but it really does add to it.
Now toss it to make sure everything gets coated in that delicious smoky butter. And lastly, we're going to top it with some sharp cheddar cheese.
I used mozzarella, that's what I had.
Dinner is served.
All right, so we've got our one-pot meal. That is the goal. Y'all can see? All right, and so let's go ahead and take this off. I think we are done, but oh my God, y'all, it smells so good. Check your cheese. So this is what we have. And just because, like, you all know me, why be regular when you can be extra? This looks beautiful. To me, you could put this on, let me just take this off, get a couple pictures. I'm gonna put a little garnish. You could do parsley, but I have some, I have this one, chopped Italian herbs. That might be good since we used oregano. Or chopped cilantro. Probably won't do cilantro. Or you could do whatever you like. Have it your way. So I have this gourmet garden already pre-cut up. So we're just going to take a little bit of these herbs and we're going to get on top of here and really bring it to life. And I think that looks beautiful. What do y'all think? Have it your way? Absolutely. Italian herbs, yeah, that's what we use. So let me take a picture and then I will take a taste and I'll get a carrot for you all. So this is a beautiful one skillet meal. Hopefully this was helpful. You see the substitutes that I made, some shortcuts. You could do level 1, level 2, or level 3. But you could put this on the table. Burritos, wrap it up there, scramble some egg, pour it all in there. You could do this as a main dish. I think she served it with like a crusty bread. So whatever you like. And let's take a picture and take a taste. The recipe is on FoodTokTV.com where all of my recipes and all of the cooking creators recipes are. Thank you all so much. We are at 28,000 likes. Let's see if we can get to 30,000 as we wind down. So let's take a nice little picture of this. Don't be afraid to get up close on your food. I think that looks great. We made that together, you all. All right, let me take one with the flash. You can tap the screen if you like one skillet recipe, one pan recipe. Not a lot to have to like clean up. And then you can also share this recipe with anybody who needs something quick, needs some inspiration. Let's get this video. All right, so we have our smoky sausage skillet. We have onions, we have California blend veggies, we have red potatoes, diced and brown. We have smoked sausage. We have lots of seasonings in there, salt and pepper and cumin, blackened seasoning, chili flake, oregano, and rosemary. Mozzarella cheese on top and Italian herbs. Y'all, was I even recording? I didn't press record. I've been gone for a week, y'all. Hold on, let's do that again and then we'll taste it. All right, so today we made the smoky sausage skillet. This is a wonderful one-pot meal. We have smoked sausage, we have red potatoes, onions, California blend veggies with salt, pepper, chili flake, cumin, rosemary, and oregano, topped with mozzarella cheese and Italian herbs. Enjoy. All right, y'all. So you can serve it however you like. And let me go ahead and give this a taste for y'all. So this is what we made. You did the same thing. Yes, thank you. The recipe is on FoodTokTV.com. Yo, you made it to 30,000 likes. Thank you. Let me taste it with a carrot. So I gave you all level 1 if you wanted to omit the potatoes. If you are low carb, y'all were oh my God. Jeez. You want carrot, onion. Oh my God. Y'all know I'm dairy free, but you insist. Oh. Oh my goodness. That was a big bite. I'm telling you, I would actually, some hot sauce. I would probably even put like some salsa on here. Like I would do just a little bit more salt and pepper because we added those extra ingredients. I'm telling you, y'all, this is delightful. And this is something that would keep well and I think would heat up nicely. And make it however you want. If you like heat Add some sriracha to it. I think y'all would really like this. Someone says burrito bowl. All right, everybody. Yes, hot sauce. Urgh. Don't threaten me with a good time. Hold up. I'm going to go in the corner. Don't tell anybody. I got my Cholula. I got hot sauce in my bag. I'm going to go over here in the corner. I know, y'all. This is so janky. I'm just over here in the corner. So bad. Let me get a little bit of it with the hot sauce and then we'll be done. I promise. Oh my God. I'm sweating, but it's so good. Let's get in here. Let's get some of this. Is there any sausage in there? There's a little piece of sausage. And some broccoli. Oh my word. All right, with the hot sauce. Let me stop now. Woo! Okay. It's good. Y'all, this is good. You can make this. Just use the veggies that you have, the meat that you have. You have a one-pot meal. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for getting us to over 30,000 likes. You can find me on all platforms, Maggie, the substitute teacher. My website is teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. If you like my travel content, I'll be making content in October when Marcus graduates from Marine Boot Camp. I'll be in South Carolina in October. In November, we'll have the Maggie Cruise. It's not too late if you want to join us, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. Going from Miami to the Bahamas. December, I'm going to Ghana. If you want to come to West Africa with me, teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. And I'll be back next Friday with another cooking stream. If you're interested in my relationship content, that will be tomorrow, Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, everybody. Whew. The hot sauce is fighting back, but it is so good. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. Yes. Thank you all so much. Very, very proud. All right. Bye, everyone. If I can figure out how to, y'all.